Today we're looking at another machine from Casio. We've looked at the PV-1000, but we're now going to look at the kind of computer big brother, although it had some idiosyncrasies, let's say, which meant that it wasn't quite as good as the console version, but still an interesting machine in its own right. Right, so here we are. Now, the PV-2000 uses a fairly similar set of voltages to the Camputer's Links, which we just designed a board for. And fortunately, we have a prototype we made of that board already here, which is handy. Now, this prototype does work, does produce the right voltages. If you remember rightly, the lettering down there is incorrect, but we know it's reversed, so that's fine, and we'll be testing this before we do anything anyway. So yeah, thanks to our kind sponsors at PCBWay, we already have the power board that we need to power this. We just need to wire it up to this odd female style plug that the PV-2000 uses. And of course, talking of PCBWay,
PCBWay is the one-stop shop for your fabrication needs, whether it's creating your own PCBs, browsing through their large libraries of shared products, or if you want professional-grade 3D printing, CNC milling, or even shared metal fabrication and injection molding. Take a look at PCBWay.com now for great prices and a professional and quick service. We've printed a few projects with PCBWay, and we've always had a great return on it and excellent prices.
Right, I guess one of the first things I'm going to do is I wasn't sure if this was going to work or not, and because these V7805s are quite expensive, I left it in. So we need to trim down these posts so that they're flush. We know this works now, so we're going to be using it for this PV-2000. We'll probably design a case for it at some point. Let me know if you want to actually see that kind of the design part of this. I don't really bother making videos on it that often, but can do. Right, so this is fairly simple, a lot simpler than the final Camputer's board. It's got a socket for a switch and a fan, not one for the LED, but that's fine. We could just rig one in there if we needed to. The switch is really the only important one anyway. And the output voltage is also pretty important. Again, though, remember, these are around the wrong way, so we need to remember the ground's actually down here where it says plus 12 on the board. Right, now, the pinout. The pinout wasn't really anywhere online, but we managed to tap it out, so I don't know if that's the right way around for you. I've got a new tripod which is on the wall, and so the camera is coming straight down, so I think that's going to be the right way up for you, because it's the wrong way up for me. Anyway, so we know that this is from the back of the machine, so we have our pin out there. I'm going to turn it around the right way so I don't make mistakes. Now, because that's at the back of the machine, we know that we have to put the pin out as in this way, so the back of this board will line up with these pins, which is good. And this, fortunately, so you've heard me complain bitterly about these DIMM plugs. Now, these are the ones I like, so there you go, we take this off. Well, the bottom wants to come off. Oh, it's because it's all connected there. Yeah, it's all the grounding plug and stuff's connected to that one, never mind. We take that one off and we can see that this in fact has actual through-hole pin posts, so we can actually just put wires in there. Much simpler, if only they were all like that. Now we're going to continue using this wire, which we've used for other power supplies. It's not really ideal. You want a kind of a thicker gauge wire, really. But it's fine. There's no huge draw that's going to cause any major problems. How long do we want this to be? That's probably fine. That's probably long enough. Let's cut that off. Okay, side cutters. So now we need to strip the ends. Apologies, by the way, if you can hear the fan in the background. It's pretty hot here, so And I'll be soldering as well, so it's always good to have airflow when you're soldering. Otherwise you're breathing all of that in. That's not good. Right, so let's throw it all back to the bin. So now we have our separated wires. Red wire, which is incredibly shorter than all the rest. So I think we'll go with that one again, because that red wire is much shorter. Actually, you know what? It's long enough though, so I think what we'll do is we'll just cut the others to suit. There we go. So that's nice and even now. The other side is much worse. I think what's happened is that these wires have been pulled through. This is quite a thin sleeve on these, so the wires do kind of move around. So what that means is, first of all, I need to remember to hold this like this so it doesn't pull through. But I'm going to have to completely redo this as well, because there we go. These are going to go into a plug, so it doesn't matter that they're long. The red wire's a little bit longer, but it doesn't matter. It's fine. These are still good on this side. Right. You know what? Actually, these are going to need to be longer, because now they're going into one of these. They are more spaced apart. Right. Don't forget to crimp the wire so that we're not pulling it through again. Right. Yes, you don't have to worry so much about them hitting each other now. Right, so I'm just going to take the wire, the covering off these wires as well, which I'll probably just be doing using my teeth because they're so small. Right, that's one side done. I have managed to pull the wires through a bit, but soon I've got to do it on this side as well. That'll probably even up. Right. So now we just need to decide which wires we're going to use, what colours we use for which part. It's good this is really big and off centre, by the way, because I printed it using my mobile phone, so yeah, it's not ideal. So red was going to be +5 anyway, so red. Blue, we might use blue because there's only 4 wires, so ground's going to be black. Anyway, of course it is. +12 can be yellow, and -5 we will make green. Because why not? Right. And we have a no connected wire there, so we're putting anything on that. Okay, so looking from the back, in the middle, we can see we need to do yellow, green, red, nothing, and black. Nice and simple. Right, so yeah, so all I've done is I have put the wire through, twisted it around, soldered it on one side, cut the excess off, and then I soldered it on the other side as well, just for good measure. Brilliant, need to do that, but it was good. Right, so the next one is not connected. The bottom one is +5, so that's red. Right, we have jumped ahead quite a bit. So we've wired up the plug. We've tested the continuity to make sure none of the pins are touching. We then tested the pins over here to make sure these voltages were correct. Wired up and then tested again for the voltages at this end. They all appear to be correct. If you want to see any of that done, then just go and look at the Computers Links video, because I did it fully there and did all the testing. So much point showing it again. We've got our rather dangerous LED with a resistor plugged on the end. It's a lovely colour changing one, which I quite like. And we're using just a kind of simple, very simple switch, old style switch. Obviously, you build a case for this. We'll probably swap that out for some case mounted thing. We'll definitely swap that out for some case mounted thing. Yeah, so that's kind of that's the power supply done, really. So what we need to do, really, we need to go and get the PV-2000. I think we'll probably first of all we'll open it up and just confirm. Absolutely, I've confirmed this several times now. Our diagram is definitely correct and re-enthused. Confirm that it is right though. Just check the ground's in the right place and what have you. Because the reason why we're being very, very careful with this machine is the PV-2000 seems to have basically no voltage protection at all inside. So you can literally trace the voltages straight to the chips, to the pins on the chips. So if you get them around the wrong way, you will just blow everything in the path up. Guaranteed. So yeah, we will test it and yeah, and then we'll try it out, obviously. See if we can get a picture out of the thing. Right, back soon. Here's the PV-2000. Now we've already replaced this. This membrane style thing here notoriously disintegrates over time, and so you end up having to pick off tiny bits of sharded plastic that have just completely disintegrated away and left shards lying on and stuck to the thing, so you end up taking it off. So this is a brand new one, which is made recently actually, and came from Japan. So yeah, people still are making replacement overlays for these things, which is amazing. My good friend Fraser got hold of this for me. So yeah, it's an interesting enough little machine. It's almost MSX-like in its look, which is kind of not a surprise really, considering the fact the MSX is not far away at this point. Yeah, so cartridge slot underneath the sliding thing there, which is really nice, because it means there's not so much dust and stuff gets in there. A truly horrible membrane keyboard. On this side we have so we got our cassette port, our video, audio, and an RF jack. That's just a channel switcher for if you use RF. Oh, there it is. That must be a different one. Looks like it's blanked out on this one. Yeah, if you push these are kind of really, really low rent covers. You kind of push on one side like that, and then it comes away. And so that's got like a little interface edge board in there. Back in there. And this one allows you to increase the RAM as well. So there we are. Yeah, and to go with the weird female connector, there's a male port on that side, and these are two joystick ports that are compatible with the PV-1000 joysticks, and pretty much nothing else. Right, so we have to undo this. Now, I've undone this before, obviously, when I replaced the keyboard, and I'm pretty sure it's one screw, and then you have to prise up the plastic. I don't think they're screwing all these. I'm going to check that, because I'm not going to break it, obviously. I've also only got a metal pry bar. I couldn't find a plastic one, which is annoying. I mean, these seem like they're on far too close for me to have taken them off recently. No, there are no screws underneath there, so that's good. We'll have to probably glue that back down. So there's this screw here. Are. And so I'm pretty sure there's none anywhere else. Right, so now we just got to kind of prise it apart then. There we are. So yeah, so there's two on each ends, and then there's three at the front. So oh, no, not quite apart. Oh, is there one more at the back there? Hold on. There's one more at the back here. There we go. So I think we've done that without breaking anything particularly. Let's do the keyboard nice and carefully, because, yeah, there we go. We have a hideous membrane keyboard connector. I hate these things. So let's remove these ground posts first. Cool. That's bending slightly, but that should be alright. Go on. Here we come. There we go. And this one at the front, there we are. Now we should just be able to lift this kind of straight out so we don't risk breaking it too much. There we are. Seems mostly okay. Right, so that's the keyboard released. So now we can do our little tests. Okay, so going by this, we know that so that's to the back, so this ground should be, no, ground should be this side. Right. So set that to continuity mode. And so this blue one should be the ground wire. That checks out. The one on the opposite side should be 12 volts. Okay, so we've got lots of chips here. So there we go. So we found the pinout for the memory chip, D4160, and this has got both 12 volts and 5 volts. So VDD over here, which is on this side, the last pin on this side, should be 12 volts. So once we've found that, then we know that this pinout is correct. So that should be that one. There we go, that's 12 volts. And should be the other side. Yep, there we go. Right, so now we know that our pinout is indeed correct, because those are in the right order. And you can also see that those voltages go straight through to the chips. There is nothing in the way, so yeah, that's why you want to be careful getting this right. So let's put this back together, and then we'll try it out. Right, so that's all put together again. Let's take all this stuff off. Hopefully don't need it anymore. Oh. I mean, I'll be honest, given what I had to go through to get those some of those bits back in, I wouldn't be surprised if the keyboard no longer works, but anyway. Let's plug this in. So we're going to be using the composite, so get that from over here, and video, audio, go. And of course, we got power supply. Where did I put that? Oh, sorry. Oh. Here it is. We'll plug this in. Good, does fit. Just for a second, slightly worrying. Oh yeah, the power supply. Where's that? Bang there. Okay, so we need to turn this on, and see what happens. Let's put it more central. So we're going to try it without a cartridge first. Oh, green light. Oh, there we go. Okay, picture's not perfect, but you know, it's composite. Okay, well I guess we see if the keyboard works then. So let's try loading basic. Oh, we've got a note. Hey! Right, can we type a basic program in? Maybe we can just type it. You can! Look at that! Awesome! Right. Well, we've got one cartridge for it, which is this, which I don't actually remember what it is. I guess we'll find out in a bit. Well, hopefully we will. Let's turn it off, plug this cartridge in and see what we get. Okay, I'm going to admit I'm still none the wiser, but it's working. Is it Lander of some description? Oh, look at that. I've still no idea what this is. No, I can't work out even what I'm doing here. But anyway, it works. Right. Well, let's wrap up. So there we go. The PV-2000. We managed to build a power supply for it. We've tested it. It works. And the car show I got for it, which I still don't know exactly what it is. I'm sure I did though. I'll find out. Also works, which is a bonus. I will try it at some point with the PV-1000 joystick, which I do have one obviously. It's kind of buried though, so I haven't tested it, so I will try it out again with that. If we get any more games as well, maybe we'll do a playthrough of that. At some point we'll have to do an on-actual hardware over on Gaming Infused at some point as well. The good thing about this power supply is it's modular, so those are all on that 6-block header. If we have a machine that requires some or all of those voltages, then we can just take this off, put another header on, and we've got that powered up immediately, which is excellent. Of course, it gives us a lot of flexibility for fixing machines, and those voltages are relatively popular for this era as well, so there's a pretty good chance we'll find more machines that require it. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you like the video, please hit like. If you really like the video, please hit subscribe. If you didn't like the video or you have something else to say, then please leave it in the comment below. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to be told about future videos, Patreon for exclusive and early videos, and the same on YouTube membership as well, from just £1 or I guess $1. I don't know if they work out the exchange rates on that, but anyway, it's not very much to get the early access and free videos. See you next time.
The present is horrible, the future looks bleak. Remember our childhood to get us through the week. We're getting re-enthused, back to the past and the things we used. We all know that our pasts were great, escaping the things that today we hate. Getting re-enthused, getting